my friend gave me this brochure, and I was just wondering, what is mediation?
Well, mediation is a process where parents and or couples can come together with the assistance of a mediator, who is a neutral third party, to discuss how they can mutually resolve issues concerning, but not limited to, parenting schedules, custody, property division, spousal and or child support.
Okay, and what do mediators do?
Okay. Well, mediator is not a judge or a magistrate. It will not offer either one legal advice. The mediator is just there to simply monitor the conversation and help you all generate ideas and options on how you all can mutually resolve whatever issue and come up to an agreement that both of you feel that is fair and in your best interest.
So when can mediation be used?
Well, mediators can be used anytime. It could be used before, during, or after any legal action has been pursued. People that are still married, people that are separated, already have divorced, or have never been married can use mediation.
But what if my ex doesn't want to do mediation?
Well, if your ex doesn't want to do mediation, it depends. If it was a court-ordered mediation, then you would carry on with your court date. But if it was a self-requested mediation, you all would take any other legal actions that you pursue.
Okay, and so how do we start it? Like, how does it start?
Well, you can start by either self-requesting mediation. And that means that either one of you would just simply go to mediation services and request mediation. The other avenue is through a judge or magistrate court ordering mediation. Let me give you a better example of how mediation works.
Hi folks, welcome back. Tonight we're going to be continuing on our discussions about how you'd like to share time with your kids at Thanksgiving. And we've already talked about how you'd like to handle several of the holidays that occur earlier in the year. And now we're going to go on and talk about Thanksgiving. So why don't we start with you, Marcus? I think it's your turn. Would you like to say how you'd like to share time with your kids with Angela at Thanksgiving?
Well, I like the children to be able to spend Thanksgiving with both of us every year. I think Angela and I should take turns getting the kids each year. I don't know. Maybe if we split the holiday, say 6 p.m. in the evening, the Wednesday before the holiday, until 2 p.m. on Thursday. And then on Thursday, 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. on Friday. This way, the kids could take turns spending time with both of us.
So, Marcus, let me see if I'm following then. You'd like to see the kids be able to spend a portion of every Thanksgiving with both you and Angela.
Exactly.
Okay, and you're proposing then that the holiday be split into two parts each year. The first part would be from 6 p.m. the Wednesday, the day before the holiday, until 2 on Thursday. And then from 2 on Thursday until 6 p.m. the next day, Friday.
Hey, exactly.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Okay. Angela, what do you think of that time-sharing arrangement for Thanksgiving?
Well, I like the idea of us spending time with both kids during Thanksgiving. But my family lives out of town in Michigan. So in order for me to have enough time to be with the kids and travel to Michigan, I would need the kids from about 6 p.m. on Wednesday before Thanksgiving until 6 p.m. the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And I would like to have them with me like that every other year. And then Marcus could have them for the same amount of time the following year. Marcus's proposal doesn't really work for me because it doesn't allow me to spend time with the kids and my extended family at Thanksgiving.
Okay, Angela, let me see if I'm following you. You say that you'd like to be able to go to Michigan every other year to see your family at Thanksgiving. How long does it take you to travel to Michigan one way?
About 4 to 4.5 hours.
Okay. So if I'm understanding you, you're saying that because you'd like to take the kids to Michigan every other year, you'd like to be able to have the kids with you in your year from 6 on Wednesday until 6 on the following Sunday. That would allow you enough time to travel and enjoy the holiday as well with your family. Is that right?
Yes. And then Marcus could have them for the same amount of time the following year, and then we could just rotate that schedule every other year.
Marcus, you've heard what Angela had to say about her feeling that your proposed schedule, the concern she has about it is that it wouldn't provide her with enough time to go to Michigan and be with her family. So she'd never be able to have the kids with her at the holiday and be able to spend time with her family at the same time. What do you think about her alternative suggestion that you rotate the holiday between you every other year at Thanksgiving?
Well, I just think it's really important for the kids to be able to spend the holiday with both parents every year. I think this tradition strengthens the kids' value for their own immediate family and their sense of connection to both of us. Couldn't Angela just ask her family to come here?
Angela, what do you think about that?
Well, that's not possible because, Marcus, as you know, it's a long-standing tradition in my family to spend Thanksgiving at my aunt's house.
Okay, so it sounds like the issue we've got to work on here, folks, is what you're going to do about your time-sharing arrangements at Thanksgiving. Marcus, if I've understood you correctly, your concern about the issue is that you'd like to strengthen your kids' value for family traditions and strengthen their connection to the two of you as their parents. And Angela, if I've understood you correctly, your concern is that you'd like to be able to not miss out on being able to spend time with your immediate family at Thanksgiving and the kids at the same time.
Right.
Okay. So at this point, what we need to do is to see if you can think of some ideas for how to resolve this issue about Thanksgiving in a way that will be acceptable to both of you. Realistically, in order to be able to do that, you're going to need to think of ideas that will take into account your own needs as it relates to how you want to see the holiday handled, but also take into account the other parents' needs as well. So with that in mind, Angela, I'm going to start with you this time. Do you have an idea for how you'd like to see the two of you share time with the kids at Thanksgiving in a way that you think would be acceptable to both you and Marcus?
Well, I agree with Marcus that it's important for the kids to spend time with the both of us during important holidays. But in this case, his situation is a little bit different than mine since his entire extended family is here in Columbus. And with his proposal, he gets to spend Thanksgiving with the kids and his extended family. And I would like to have that same benefit, but since my family is out of town, that's not possible. Now, when we were together, we would alternate spending Thanksgiving one year with my family in Michigan, and then the next year with his family here in Columbus. And I would like to keep up that same tradition of the kids spending time with the both of us and our extended family.
Okay.
Now, if Marcus would be open to my proposal of alternating the Thanksgiving holiday every other year, I would be open to accepting his proposal of dividing up the holiday, but for Christmas.
Okay.
So both of us would have time with the kids
At Christmas.
at Christmas.
Okay. So do you have an idea for how you'd like to see the Christmas holiday divided between the two of you?
Well, I was thinking that maybe the first part could be split maybe 6 p.m. on 12/23 until 9 p.m. Christmas Eve, and then from 9 p.m. on Christmas Eve until 6 p.m. the day after Christmas.
Okay. So let me see if I'm following. It sounds like then what you're suggesting is if Marcus would be willing to accept your proposal for alternating the Thanksgiving holiday between you every other year, and if he would be okay with that, you would be willing to divide the Christmas holiday into 2 parts every year so that you could both spend some portion of Christmas with the kids every year.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And the time that you're thinking would be good to divide Christmas would be from 6 p.m. on the 23rd and up until 9 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And then the second part would be from 9 p.m. on Christmas Eve until 6 p.m. on 12/26, the day after Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. Marcus, what do you think about what Angela's had to say about dividing up the Christmas holiday into 2 parts every year, if you would be willing to accept her alternating Thanksgiving holiday each year or every other year?
Okay, if Angela will agree to divide the Christmas holiday so that both of us can be with the kids for some portion of the holiday every year, I'll agree to Angela taking the kids out of town for Thanksgiving every other year. I would like to confirm, though, that in the years that I would have the kids with me for Thanksgiving, I would like them to be with me from Wednesday until 6 p.m. until Sunday at 6, the same amount of time she has them in her years.
Angela, I believe you said you were okay with that.
Yes, that's fair. And in the years that Marcus has the kids during Thanksgiving, I'll be out of town with my family, so that's fine.
So, all right, so if I've understood correctly, then in odd numbered years, the kids would be with you, Marcus, for Thanksgiving, and then in even numbered years, they'd be with you, Angela. And then for Christmas, in odd numbered years, they'd be with you, Marcus, for the first half of that Christmas schedule split, and then and they'd be with you for the second portion, and then that would reverse the next year, the Christmas schedule. All right. Does that make sense to both of you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So it sounds like we've got an agreement on both Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'll write up all the details that you've worked out here tonight and have those ready for you to look up the next time we meet.
Okay.
And meanwhile, we can all take a short break, and then we'll come back and work up the rest of the details of your parenting plan. All right? Okay, great.
So why should I use mediation?
Well, first of all, mediation is private. In the traditional court hearings or court trials, your information is open to the public. In that situation, in that case, everyone is able to hear about your personal matters. It's safe. No one has an advantage over the other. Everyone has an equal opportunity to speak freely about their concerns. Secondly, you are the owner of the outcome. There's no agreements reached unless you or any other party believe it's fair and in your best interest. And one of the main things is it's less expensive, far less expensive than the traditional legal system. Where mediation, in a lot of cases, depending on the income bracket that you're in, you can either have your mediation fees reduced or even free. However, if you are a party that will be paying hourly rate, then you can arrange where both of the parties will split the cost. Next, mediation is less time consuming. The traditional
case usually lasts for years.
However, mediation can last in a matter of weeks.
So what happens after mediation?
Well, there are several things that can happen.
If it was a court-ordered mediation and you guys came up to an agreement, then you would take your written agreement to an attorney and they would turn it over to legal language and submit it to the court to be considered a court order. If this mediation was self-requested, then it will be considered a memorandum of understanding between the two of you. And it is expected that both of you will honor and follow the agreement. However, if you went through mediation and you did not come up to an agreement, if you had a court date, you would carry on with your court date. But if you did not have a court date, then you would just simply follow whatever legal avenue that you see fit.
Oh, well, thanks. I think I have all the information I need. So,
Well, thank you for
thank you
considering
so
us.
much.